time, we're in Colombia.
In 2019, I came here to tell a story about peace. Colombia emerging from the peace process, opening regions that had been inaccessible for decades. For companies like Royal Road, it created a rare window.
But peace is never a straight line. 7 years later, the reality is far more complex. And what followed wasn't luck. It was persistence through uncertain times.
To understand where Royal Road is today, you have to go back to 2017. One of their earliest moves was to sign agreements with Ecomoon, a cooperative created to help former combatants return to civilian life. The aim was ambitious: work alongside communities, formalise artisanal mining, and build the kind of local relationships that give a project a genuine licence to operate. While many exploration companies were still waiting on the sidelines, Royal Road was already working on the ground in Colombia, moving early into regions newly accessible following the peace agreements and expanding their property holdings in those same regions. The company doubled down on the newly created regional accessibility in March 2019. Royal Road acquired exploration assets from AngloGold Ashanti. Overnight, the company became one of the largest title and application holders in Colombia, controlling around 215,000 hectares of highly prospective ground. It wasn't just about scale. These were quality exploration projects, cherry-picked over 15 years from Anglo's once extensive exploration projects. By 2020, the company was putting its approach into practice. Formalization agreements were signed with informal mining and indigenous groups across the country. Instead of pushing small-scale miners aside, the aim was to build a district-scale footprint together with miners and local communities. In a country transitioning from conflict, formalization wasn't just strategy, it was essential. Then in December 2021, the geology began to reveal something more significant. Exploration at Royal Road's Guintar project uncovered evidence of a large mineralized system holding critical minerals such as gold, silver and copper. The momentum was building and the future looked bright for Royal Road. But the wider external environment was about to shift. In 2022, Colombia implemented a review of the mining and energy sectors, suspending license grants whilst it reconsidered legislation, part of a broader attempt to reshape how the country managed its natural resources after the peace agreement.
The Guintar project was placed on hold and the drills fell silent. Not because the geology failed, but because the system needed to realign with the Colombia of today.
For some companies, that could have been the end of the road. For Royal Road, it meant adapting. In 2023, the company took a different path. They entered Saudi Arabia through a joint venture with the country's largest construction company, opening up a new exploration frontier. At the same time, they consolidated their portfolio in Colombia, achieving 100% control of all their assets there. Even without drilling, the work didn't stop. Community programs continued. Formalization efforts advanced. Local partnerships were strengthened. Because when regulatory systems pause, relationships don't. Then in March 2025, the government restarted title conversions. For the industry, it was a reset. For Royal Road, it was the reopening of a position they had spent years protecting. And that brings us to January 2026. Titles secured, permits in place. The drills are once again turning. Royal Road has re-emerged as a significant player in Colombia's revitalised mining sector.
This isn't just a story about discovery. It's a story about operating in a country redefining itself, where peace created opportunity, but also complexity. And in exploration, success doesn't just depend on what's in the ground, but on everything above it.
Here in Colombia, the road continues.